This call is from a correction facility and is subject to monitoring and recording.
And here we are. This is episode 3, PTSD of We Got 15 podcast. And we have the Emperor JB on the line. Go ahead, JB. What you got to say to us about PTSD?
How y'all doing? PTSD is known as post-traumatic stress disorder. Me being where I'm at is prison traumatic stress disorder, and that comes from either you're gonna be vindictive or you're gonna be smart. Because this prison actually can make you real vindictive when it comes to where all the mentality came from. Our mentality came from the birthing system in our parents' stomach and their parents' stomach. That the slave mentality. And as they say, physically got up to slavery, but then it's come to psychological phase. So while we're in here, there's certain things that we're going through that we didn't understand, but we was unconscious to even understand it. So now when some of us conscious, there's certain things that we understand, but some things that need to be explained, because while you understand something, I mean, you can explain it to yourself. Now, when it comes to these younger guys, 20, 21 years old coming in here, when did they jump off the porch? So as they jumped off the porch, they come right into the prison system. So it goes from the birthing system to school to the streets to the prison system. That's exactly what comes around in a circle, because staying in the neighborhood where we at will actually cause us some trauma. And being in here is trauma. Like being in this place, it'll fuck you up. I'm gonna just be honest with you. When it comes to the toughest of the toughest hanging themselves, you don't know what somebody is going through. You don't know exactly what their life is. Only thing I can tell you is about my life and how it went on. So I don't know about love. I don't know about none of that as far as coming up. My ass whooping was love. Now that's traumatic, something that happened in my life. Anything that happened in the household is something traumatic that's happened in my life. It's because I wanted to be on the streets. I didn't want to be in the household. It starts at like 9 years old. So just imagine right now how much time I got now and time to think about exactly where I was unconscious and conscious now. So a lot of people are ignorant to something. Ignorant to change. Okay, I was ignorant to change. I was ignorant to a lack of knowledge of a lot of stuff. So now that I know, whatever happens, there's gonna be times too, because I'm constantly doing it. You can't get hit for unconsciously doing something. But as you get conscious and things come up, and you'll look at it like, wow, yeah, I've been through that. How did you been know it? Because of back then in the womb, it's certain little music, certain little tones that you hear that you be like, oh, that's good music. But just imagine, we cannot understand or respect or know who our parents is. We can't change that. If everyone can know who their parents is or changing at the same time, would they be by themselves or would they be with their parents? Because I had just took a test the other day. My business partner gave me a test and understand that I had attachment issues. So my attachment issues come in through here because now I found out that I have attachment issues. It's just when it comes to this place, you lose a lot, lose a whole bunch. Like I said, the slave mentality. So when you come in, there's no pissing and moaning about myself and what I'm doing. At the same time, you get degraded when you go on a visit. You get degraded coming out. So just imagine what the slave masters was doing to our people back then, making sure that when they put it out there, that they'll know exactly what to do or what not to do. Now, I would not want to come back here, but it wouldn't be based upon that. It'd just be based upon now I'm constantly doing whatever I do and I'm preparing myself. That does not mean that I'm not going to segue myself to a site. Because everybody has something going on with them. They scared to tell it because they don't want to show that they got feelings and emotions. Everybody got those. Everybody got those. You know how they got feelings? Because the first person that say I don't have feelings, actually the ones that have them. So me looking into that and understanding things around me and things that I have to do for myself when it comes to this transition. I mean, I got a few years going through the transmission or coming through, and it's like I couldn't tell you how things are going. I cannot never tell you how things are going to plan out. How things are going to pan out. There's no way I can do that. The only thing you do is live in the now and then see where else it goes through, because you got to go on the same path so that path that you wrote can manifest and come to fruition. So when it comes to like the younger cats that come through here, 20, 21 years old, like I said before, they actually really don't know something. Some of these kids was raised by their mom, raised by their auntie. That'll make good, bad, right, or indifferent. But when they hear a baritone voice, then that's when they jump out. They think you're doing something wrong to them. That's post-traumatic stress disorder. And then when you come here, it turns into prison traumatic stress disorder. So I just want individuals to understand that while we in here, there's a lot of us that hurt. I was hurting, and I'm blessed now that I have individuals in my corner that actually really love somebody. They really love. When we get on the phone, it's a real connection. It's a hand-on-hand connection. It's a fall in the blanket connection. So spiritually, I walk with it every day. I'm finding my purpose, and I'm getting better and better at my purpose every day. Though at the same time, that prison traumatic stress comes up, and it's coming from the fiber of our elders, our ancestors, where we've been descended from. And it's, you need to understand that all the fiber of our body, we have all this in us, but you got to claim it. That's why I say you got to test yourself every day to see that. Okay, well, hold on. How am I going to deal with this situation? How am I going to understand that I can get away from this situation and there's not nobody going to make or test my emotions or my feelings? I have no problem with showing my emotions and feelings because I know who I am. Just like you're fearful of doing something, but fear don't stand for false evidence appearing real. The only thing you can do is make things matter in your lifestyle. So outside of this DNA I was talking about, that I was going through it the other day, and you don't know why you come up mad. You'll be irritated with somebody. Well, how could you be mad at somebody if you don't know them? Now, that's the certain things I go through on a day-to-day basis. So dealing with all types of emotional individuals, but at the same time, how could I cater to you, your emotional feelings, if I'm not doing it for myself? And I'm not gonna do it. That's just how life goes. So I don't want ones to look at it like, oh, he's saying this, he's saying that because he didn't know. I'm speaking it now. I'm believing in it. I'm best believing I'm going to let it manifest, and everything else going to fall in place. But I'm still, in a sense, I'm still fucked up mindset. It just, I'm hurting, and actually, I know that I'm hurting, and I can respect myself to say it out, say it to myself, or say it out loud, because I know I'm owning exactly what it is. I never was owning stuff in my life, though. Coming in here, that pressure that's put upon you, waking up to a wall. Understanding we behind barbed wire fences. All that shit is psychologically bringing us back to the slave days. They call something the Willie Lynch letter. Okay, that fiber of the Willie Lynch letter, the fiber of the slavery, the side of everything that's inside of us. So how can we take it? You cannot take it because it's part of it. The blood of back then, with our slaves, the slaves that was back then, cotton field, whatever your case may be, in the house, on the porch, wherever it is, we're still going through the same situation. And I go through it on a day-to-day basis. So I cry on the inside every day. Every day I wake up in the morning. Because I know what I should be, at the same time, Allah said, you're not going anywhere until I'm done with it. So my test is my testimony. That's just how to look at everything, because you have to take it day by day. Don't look at this, don't look at that, because of a lot of stuff that pop up in you, it'll be like, oh, damn. It's not where it came from. It's there. So what are you going to do to balance it out? Can't nobody answer any question you have. Can't nobody tell you exactly where you're going in your life, because anybody can point. A piece of wood could do that. But are you going to follow the right footprints that was put out there for you? That's why we go into gangs. That's why we go into certain organizations, because of the love wasn't there. Though at the same time, it comes through with, where does that go? Where did that come from? That came from the household. So when you being pushed out in the household, feeding yourself, going through all that, sugar sandwiches, syrup sandwiches, whatever you want to call it, this is something that we had to deal with, and actually we still dealing with it now because we have not dealt in sort of feelings about what we were going through. I mean, it's a dog-eat-dog world. I'm in the belly of the beast right now. So it's what I'm going to do. This is my Goliath. What is David going to do? So this is my everyday step in life, going to my purpose, finding out exactly who I am, gaining the knowledge, and understand that this ain't it. This is not it. I'm not my case. The person I am is JB, John Brown, however you want to see it, because the person I was on the street, I don't own him more. I don't own him. I killed the one on this case because of that light of somebody calling me J-Rock or someone. Everybody is looking at that, so that's the same place they're going to leave you in. They're going to meet you at that place, the last place that they know you from. And it's up to me to do it for myself. If they see it, they see it. If they don't, they don't. Because I'm not changing for anybody but myself. I have to. Because when it comes to you walking your steps, going through your salvation can be a lonely road, actually. So I'm spiritually in tune with myself on a day-to-day. Why? Because coming out, leaving here, being locked up for damn near 20 years, leaving here, everything moving fast. So I've had time to sit down, slow down, actually think about what I need to do and what I want to do. Your natural state is at peace. Everybody's natural state is at peace. So the question to be is, are you actually peaceful? Are you actually happy? The things that you're doing. Because every time I get up out the bed, it's a reason behind it. Anytime I move, it's a reason behind it. So my actions will not be picked off or shown for somebody else. I'm not gonna let you make me or feel like I allowed you to show my feelings on the other side of things. It's not about having a problem with doing it. Now actually somebody is nitpicking with you, screaming in this phone room, whatever the case may be, that actually takes my fiber because I know it comes from somewhere else, and that's when I was a child. Anything your mom was going through around that while you in her womb, while you in her belly, all that's coming through. All that's gonna come through. So it's actually when you hit the streets, everything within what you was going through when your mama was pregnant, it's the same thing you're going through right now when you actually consciously see exactly what you're doing in life. Because look at it like this. I came over something. Unconscious, we hate who we are and love what we can't be. So consciously, I love who I am and don't want to be nobody but myself. Because it takes energy to be somebody else.
Hmm.
And that ain't something I wasn't born to be somebody else. I was born to be the individual I am right now. So that's why I'm giving back. I have to give back. I cannot hold this in. If I got a cup pouring water in it and it spills over, then that means I'm not being there for my brother, man. I'm not being there for the sister. That's not what it is about. What we actually taught to do that. So when I'm teaching myself and when I'm seeing why I'm in here, it's something that's kind of foreign to me because I've never seen it. I've never seen some of the things the individuals I talk to on the phone or in here. It's an outlet when I talk to people out there, and that takes me away from the situation when it comes to here. Because physically, I'm locked up. I'm locked up physically. Mentally, I'm not in here. On a day-to-day basis, I strive my hardest, not even strive, excuse me. I do everything in my hardest to make sure that I don't let this whole thing grab a hold of me. Because definitely the prison system can eat you up, spit you out. I done had the hardest out of hardest hang themselves. That's damaging to my heart and shakes my fiber, part of my DNA. From people getting stabbed, everything. This is a hurting them feeling, and I hurt every day because I have not dealt with a lot of things that is part of this post-traumatic, prison traumatic stress disorder. So that's what differentiates. It's the same in the same place, but at the same time, it's two different situations. That's how I look at it. That's why I came up with the acronym P.T.S.D. So I want ones to understand this is not the place you want to teach and learn yourself. Though Allah puts people in places they solve the problem best, signs and symbols to the conscious mind. So now the signs and symbols I see is actually getting me back to the place that I need to be. But don't nobody know where you're gonna go. You get up in the morning and walk with a purpose. I have to. This is something I do on a day-to-day basis spiritually. I religiously do this on a day-to-day basis. That's what keeps me sane. It has to. Joking around, laughing a little bit. At the same time, one say, I'm too serious. No, I'm assertive and I'm passionate about my life right now. I never was passionate about my life ever in life. So that's why I'm put in this situation. Though as I'm in this situation, I hurt. These are the things that people don't want to talk about. I know one's feelings. I done been around people that know their feelings because I was in that person's shoes. So, oh no, I'm too tough for TV. No, you're not too tough for TV. You don't want to deal with something that's inside you. Now you ain't drinking and drugging, so now you have to deal with it. It's like, oh my goodness, this is why. And you go through certain relationship situations, you're trying to attach yourself to these relationships. So at the same,
You have 1 minute remaining.
oh y'all,
And there we go.
There go to 15 minutes. I'm gonna let my people talk. I just want ones to understand. Stop fighting with themselves. That's it. You live life forward, understand that.
Yeah,
So that being said, there's gonna be a couple parts of this.
yeah, for sure.
Go ahead.
I just want to recap some of the statements you made. You know, your test is a testimony. You said get up and walk with purpose, because I was going to ask, you know, what are some of the things that you use to cope or to manage the prison traumatic stress disorder? Because, you know, you said it doesn't go away. Those are things that are there. It's in the fibers of who we are because of our heritage and our legacy. And so the one thing you said, get up and walk with purpose and keep that in front of you. So thank you again. We're going to get out of here because we know this call is about to end. Y'all stay tuned for another episode of We Got 15.
Love y'all.